Well, good morning to our Links family and to all our guests. If you're with us for the first time, it's my great privilege to have my friend Tim Philpott here as we discuss his recently released book, Player's Progress, which is, as I mentioned last week, a very clever parallel to John Bunyan's classic work, The Pilgrim's Progress. Last week, Tim, you took us through the front nine, and I think this week we want to focus on the back nine. Talk to us about this section of your book, why it's so important, what we're going to learn from it.
Well, the back nine of the book is just the last nine themes from the book of Proverbs, and the 10th hole is a long par four, but it is going downhill, and so everybody gets to hit the longest drive of their life there. It's usually downwind. A lot of people can hit 400-yard drives there. So there's a guy on the tee named Bobby Longball who's teaching them how to hit the long ball. But the name of the hole is Knowledge. And sitting behind the green is Jack Nicklaus, because he's the guy who actually invented the yardage book, and along with his friend Dean Beeman. So Nicklaus transformed the game just by bringing minute knowledge into the game. When you hear these pros now going, is it 103 or 106? Hey, they're serious about that. 50 years ago, even great golf pros were just throwing up a little grass and going, well, I think it's a 9. Knowledge came into the game. And so the 10th hole is about knowledge. The 11th hole is about discipline. Bernhard Langer is on that tee. And it's a great, it's a short par four where you need to be disciplined. The 12th hole will be a lot of people's favorites. It's about wine. There's a bar on the 12th hole, and the bartender is a guy named Jack Daniels, whose favorite golfer is John Daly. But anyway, JD and JD. And so there's a lot in the book of Proverbs about wine. It can get you in trouble.
Yes, it can.
The 13th hole is about money. And so a guy named Judson Judas is involved in that hole. Money, the love of money can be a problem. The rich young ruler is on this hole, but he's not called the rich young ruler. He's just nameless. It's one of my favorite little paragraphs in the whole book, is that for some reason this guy had a chance to be a disciple of Jesus, but instead we don't even know his name because he loved his money and he walked away the other way. Now, the 14th hole is a 780-yard par 5 called Women. And the point here is, is that this is a big theme in the book of Proverbs.
Yes, it is.
And on the left is Folly's Forest. A guy named You Utter Fool is on and his daughter Folly is there. Eros is there. Jezebel is there. Samson and Delilah are there. There's a lot can get you in trouble on the 14th hole. I think you will enjoy that, but 7's actually a pretty good hole, pretty good number there. The 15th hole is about work. Sam Sluggard is on the tee. And the 16th hole is pride. Pride will get you in trouble. The main character there is a guy named Nimrod, narcissist, par 3, who spends all day looking in the pond at himself and loves himself. The golf world is full of these kind of guys, by the way. You'll see some of them on TV on occasion. The 17th hole is lots of characters because it's about love. And so I attempt in the 17th hole to define love and describe love through all the several different characters. And it can get complicated. John the Beloved lives near the 17th tee, looking out over a lighthouse. And then the 18th hole is actually wisdom. They run into Lady Wisdom again. And there's a character, the two main characters, along with Pro V and Lucas, are a guy named Mr. Right, who does everything right, and Mr. Dead End, who does everything wrong. And on the 18th hole, Mr. Dead End gets off track. And instead of going to the regular clubhouse at the end of the game, he ends up at there's a Fool's Club near the 18th tee. a lot in the book of Proverbs about fools and who are fools. And it turns out Dead End is a fool. And so Freddie Foolish comes and talks him into going to the Fools Clubhouse. So the back nine finishes this journey, and it's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of bogeys and birdies, but that's kind of the way life is. It really doesn't matter how you start. It's all about how you finish.
Yeah.
And it's all about the finish in golf. It's all about the finish in life too. So I had fun writing it. I hope somebody will read it.
Oh, just listening to you tell it is fascinating enough. So, all right. Well, this is week 4. We look forward to week 5, where you're going to sort of wrap it up, give us an overview and summarize all that you do. I can tell you, I'm glad you spent 20 years thinking about this and writing this book. We're just going to trust the Lord with you that this book gets into the hands of thousands and thousands.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right. See you next week. To our Links family, see y'all next week.